We'll be back from the break. It's just 1 minute. That is past 8. Smart means business. Andrew Barije, Charlotte, you're driving your business through all the way. But of course, before we go, we get into any other related discussion, we believe in inspiration here in Smart means business as you kickstart your day as an entrepreneur. At this point in time, let's take a look at our business tips and quotes of the day. Well, continuous learning is what you need for success in any field. Charlotte doesn't seems to be a little bit skeptical about that. You know,
well,
maybe she has, maybe have valid reasons for it.
If you look at back in the day in school, we used to have back benches and the front benches.
Very true.
And right now, if we look at company owners,
they're the back
big
benches.
business owners, these were the back benches. The big DJs we have were front benches. Musicians, they used to front benches.
Escape from school.
Yes, people who are very stubborn in school and now they own companies, they're actually very rich, and those people who are very serious in school right now are looking for jobs.
Okay, maybe I agree with you, you're actually very right. But before I go any further, the president, one of the greatest presidents America's had, that is Abraham Lincoln, didn't go to school, has no actually record of going to school. You're very right on that. But I think like how he managed to get to that level of success, just like those people you mentioned in the backbenchers, was that he was, you know, learning from school is different from, okay, he wasn't just educated, he was learned. Education is just in school, you're sitting before a class, what you call education, but learning is more of you take your personal initiative, you self-teach yourself. I can go to the library and I read books about something, but just because I don't have a document to qualify me, somebody says I don't know anything.
Yes.
So the backbenchers are the people that were, they learned from the world. You know, they knew first of all their issue that they are not well versed academically, they knew their problem, so they sorted out themselves. But with the education system, because of the delusion, they have told us that, see, when you have this, the future is bright. To some.
Though I actually admire people who come out there like, I am Dr. So-and-so, meaning they've actually studied. And then in my head, I'm like, yes, you've studied, and then what? Because you're being employed by someone who is not a doctor like you. Look at that.
Yeah, you're right. But I think if you have both, if you have the education background and you learn, because actually, when you look at the life of those people, the backbenchers, those are people that in their free time, they are reading, they can read books.
Yes.
Not books to pass exams. Articles about life.
Yes.
Exactly.
They keep it practical.
They read something and they try to challenge themselves to practice. That is the actually, that's where the world is. Class gives you 10% of what the actual is. So the 90% is up to you to search it out and make a fortune for yourself.
Yes, absolutely right.
Okay.
And of course, we are seeing here, we got a permanent secretary, Mr. Darstan Balaba.
Darstan Balaba.
Yes, he has been a civil servant for about 32 years in the government. So right now he took over, and of course we see that Keith Muhakanizi, he died of cancer in April this year. So Mr. Balaba came in to take over his position. His position. Yes, this is news that happened over the weekend, and of course it's absolutely very amazing.
I wish it was done the same to the governor of the Bank of Uganda.
He's not yet replaced?
Not yet replaced. Of course, we have the deputy governor who's acting, that is a Ting Ego, but we need, he's still the deputy governor of the bank.
You know, there are positions that are quite hard to fill again. Usually when you look at that, you're like, who am I going to put? Because he was the governor for how many years?
Who would you recommend if you were the president?
Personally, they should put Charlotte. No, I'm joking. Because you see, that position needs someone who is very selfish.
It's a selfless effort, because you can really see that during Mutebele's regime, at least he managed to keep the shilling stable, you know, with fixing the interest rates, the central bank rate at a friendly rate. You know, you could really balance the economy out quite very well.
Yes.
There was it calls for lots of experience, you know, and lots of actually that one you have to go to school. You need a degree for that. You can't.
Well, we are really waiting to see who is going to actually take that position, because it's quite a big position in the country.
Yeah, very, very, very.
Because you are looking at everything. Everybody comes to you with money.
The economy of the country entirely runs on the central bank.
Yes.
Yeah. So the decision you make as a governor right now, you know, it's either going to impact the economy 10 years from now or 100 years. So it has to be, you have to be wise, you know, because if I remember what happened in 2008, the financial meltdown we had, when debt had increased too much because central banks were had lowered interest rates and people could borrow money.
Yes.
In the short term, of course, it was okay, but it reached a point and the debt burden was too huge.
Yes.
But why? The decisions of the central banks. And before we know it, there was the economy, they call it deleveraging. It was a terrible collapse. People lost jobs, layoffs. Why? The decisions made by a central bank governor. So that's a very delicate aspect.
Yes,
from that.
it is very delicate. Well,
you were telling me something about
the banks.
Ugandans
having
idle accounts.
Yes, we see that in the newspapers today, a bank has actually listed out quite a big number. You can see here we have pages and pages of names. Pages and pages. There are like 10 pages of different names. And you see all these names are different branches of the bank, and they're showing us names. And these bank accounts have been dormant for quite a long time. For 3 years or more. And they're saying these accounts are actually going to be shut down.
All those people were laid off during the pandemic. There's a possibility. Some are not working, and maybe some people, you know, but 3 years.
3 years, yes. When the account is down for quite a long time, that is actually alarming. And you see, Ugandans are not trusting banks anymore, because you know there've been quite some queries from citizens saying that banks are stealing from them. Banks are taking money. Before you know it, they've been having an account, and before you know it, the money disappears, and this person is being told they don't have any balance. And there was a particular bank that Ugandans are actually running away from and going to other banks, because they were saying, oh, we actually loved this bank. It was favoring us, but at the end of the day, they are stealing from us, because I think this bank realized there are people who are not educated. But remember, so with money, you don't need education. You don't need education. My mom tells me this every day. She says, "Mwana wange sasoba, neteka o sente wawe." Because with money, some people don't need books. They know my money, it is 10,000, I'm going to use 8,000, and this, I have my balance of 2,000. So if you take this 2,000 of this poor person who didn't go to school, who knows that I have 2,000 on my account, and they come back to check and they have 1,800, where did this 200 shillings go?
Okay.
And you know, after the pandemic, most of the Ugandans stopped trusting banks, and they feel it's easier rather than going to the bank, depositing money, then coming back. They feel like it's a lot of work. They're using more of the telecoms, the mobile money.
To deposit money.
Yes, to deposit money. And of course, you see, of course, even the mobile money people are also complaining. There is also fraud. There is a limitation of money that can be there. And before you know it, when the money is on the phone, of course, you know, before someone says how much you send, you can easily use it. And of course, others are still using the bank. So there are quite so many queries here and there.
And I think also the rising people these days seem to trust save their money with the SACCOs.
Yes.
You know, microfinances.
Yes.
Because they feel like it's easier for you because with the microfinance you can easily get in touch with the manager. You talk about issues here and there.
Yes.
In case of you feel much more safer than you being told that you lost money in a huge bank and they tell you to go to the headquarters of that bank, whereby even to access the general manager you have to go through 3 contacts.
A procedure.
So
yet when I'm bringing my money, I don't need to go through a procedure. I just have to sign, give you my money and go.
Exactly.
Yes.
But with the microfinance level, people can easily relate with the managers because at least managers for microfinances are not hard to obtain, and that's what people want.
Yes.
You know, I told you some time back when I was trying to order something from a certain platform. And when my order delays, I try to get in touch with the people, and I'm instructed to robots. And I'm like, now a robot is speaking to me, telling me how can it express. So I had to resort to a person doing the same business, but I can easily approach them because I feel security for my money. So I think security, money, financial security in banks is definitely dying away from the people. SACCOs, microfinances, and I love it because a number of these banks are foreign banks.
Yes.
You save money from a SACCO and now you're having an account in a certain bank. They are taking charges of you.
And you know, those
they are not paying a lot of taxes. They are repatriating the profit, developing their own countries. Your own money from a SACCO.
Yes.
But what if SACCOs become banks? We've seen banks banks which started as SACCOs.
Yeah, they did. Most of them they did.
Can't we have that in Uganda?
Yeah, we can. But the problem is money changes people. The issue here, there's a way.
Or maybe we're untrustworthy with money.
Yes,
I don't know.
I think as Africans we're like that. It's quite hard because at the end of the day, if we have this SACCO and you know every week I have to put 50,000 or every month I have to pay 200,000 and I earn my 500,000, I'll work extra hard and say this 200,000 every month goes to the SACCO. 200,000
exactly.
You know you're putting this money there, but at the end of the day it's going to come.
Exactly.
And guess what? This money has a timing whereby when it's your turn, when this money comes, it's like the problems know the money is coming. By the time you get this money, you already have the money, you can solve the issues. And why people are still using the SACCOs, because these SACCOs actually help, because the money tends to come at the right time,
at the right time.
Is actually needed, which is actually a very good thing. And when it comes to the banks, most people, personally, I used to go to the bank, you sit the whole day.
The whole day.
You ask yourself, what is she doing? Or what is he doing? Literally sitting there on the phone or on the computer pressing something, you absolutely have no idea what they're pressing. And you end up sitting from 10 to 2. You're waiting to just deposit money in the account. Back in the day before we could deposit on the ATM. And then now at the ATM, there's a certain amount you cannot exceed when you deposit.
Even at the agents?
Yes.
Okay, I deposit money, but...
Okay, the agents actually have made work easier, but we used to go to the banks and just sit the whole day.
That is
ask
absolutely...
yourself, what is the teller doing?
True.
What is she doing? She's on the computer. What are you doing? I need to put this money and go do something else with my time. So people feel like if I do it on mobile money, send it to the bank, and anyways, things are changing and the times are changing.
Times are changing. And also, I mean, the banks have the issues with networks.
Yes.
You know, there are times you try. Recently, I've been getting notifications of upgrade, and you see, you're expecting money, and the bank is telling you upgrade. So you're saying, "How am I going to deposit? I mean, to withdraw the money." Anyway, those are some of the key aspects I think, which as to why Ugandans could be losing trust trust with banks and the the financial security, and it's mainly now interested with the microfinance institutions and SACCOs at the same time. Well, that is it for that. That was a breather. Now getting back to the our topic of discussion. Of course, we are talking about engaging with customers in such a time. And of course, there are quite a number of aspects that need to be put into consideration. Today, there is lots of advertisement digitally, and we see that the smartphone penetration in Uganda, mobile phone penetration is high, yes. 97%. So that means an entrepreneur can leverage on that and get more customers, because I see social media platforms, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter are widely used. But let me ask you, let's be realistic. How many people, okay, because I understand sometimes there is this whole overall hype being put on something, but me, rarely do I feel a need to see something online and buy it. I mean, do Ugandans really embrace purchasing items online if we are to get on ground, really?
Well, as Ugandans, before the pandemic,
yes,
we never used to like online. You would feel like you should be a hands-on person, go to the shop, see what you want to buy, feel the quality and everything. So during the pandemic, when we were letting it go a little bit, people started using online businesses, everything online, deliveries and everything. And before you knew it, the people who are doing the online businesses actually spoiled it for everyone, even the other people who had the good quality stuff. Okay. Because people started selling bad quality things.
They post good quality.
Yes.
And the output when you get the delivery, it's totally different.
You order for a top. Here it shows you it's really quite nice and it's worth the money you're paying for it. And then when they bring it to you, you're like, what the hell is this? What is this? And people started complaining. They're like, online businesses were actually good when they were starting. Everyone was giving us quality. Everyone was marketing. Everyone was saying, I need to do it. I need to buy from this person. Why should I go to the shop? I can actually pay for transport for this thing to find me at my place. And then people stopped because they were getting bad quality products. Okay. Because people who did online business didn't actually quite understand it, that when you start with A, you have to stay with A. Because for them, they decided to go to D because they spoiled. When they saw they had actually marketed, they got the customers know what they have, they started selling bad quality goods. So as Ugandans now, as I speak, most of them complain because we have these online apps that actually you buy any product, blenders, makeup, blow dryers, fridges and everything, and these products actually get to you when they're bad quality. And online, usually what people say when you go online to purchase something, it's quite cheaper than going to the shop.
But I don't think so.
Yes.
Because you have to pay the transport charges on top of that.
Apart from the transport charges, when you look at usually we don't look at that at that moment. We look at what we are seeing at that moment. Exactly. Because if they tell me this phone online is 400,000 and I have to go to the shop, it is quite more expensive. Let's say it's 550. I'll be like, I'll be saving. And you will not look at that. But of course, the one in the shop, this person will bring something good because they know people are actually going to come to the shop. But online, remember, once they bring you the goods, you can't take them back.
But can people first test the goods, like when they bring it to you and you test, and you feel...
You pay on delivery?
You pay on delivery. But maybe paying on delivery, there is that excitement you have because now you've received...
Because it's usually the box, it's sealed. You can't check it. You first pay, sign, then you have to open the product. And this person has already left.
But you don't even... No, they can't even keep around. But the only challenge, I think, because of the excitement you have, you don't even take time to give it...
Actually look at it and know.
Yeah, the details. But when you go to the shop, you can actually talk to this guy. You can even see, you can be like, oh, why can't I try this? You can choose.
I think let me try it.
Let me try this out.
Color and everything, yes.
Yeah, because you may deliver to me something and it's not my best choice. I'm not going to tell you, hey, now go bring another one. That's time wasted. And that's another
you sign, pay, and the person leaves.
And the person goes.
And you test the product after the person has left, and even if you complain to the company, they'll be like, oh, we are going... Remember, when you're ordering, you only have to make one phone call. and yes, confirm. But when you want to return the product, there is, we have to send it to this person, I have to send an email. And then
it's a long,
it's like when you call these telecom companies and you're complaining about something, oh, we are going to send an email, we are going to tell even the TVs that we pay for. And I always ask myself, I didn't email my request.
When I was subscribing?
Yes, when I was subscribing, I didn't email. I just paid for the money. You just gave me the product, I paid. But now I have to send an email. We have to go through HR and then sales manager, strategic manager. And before you know it, it's like some companies you look at, when it comes to payment, you have to go through 8 people to get your payment. You have to send an email, you have to sign here and there.
When you have an issue.
When I was delivering my work, did I send my work through an email? Did I sign? No.
You definitely didn't do that.
Let us do this. No, okay, no. I'm not going to complain anymore.
Very beautiful. But of course, I think that's a big question to the people that are doing online businesses. Don't make people get frustrated about that. Post what you really have in stock. And I think people also, what I've come to realize, however much we talk about online, Charlotte, we can't rule out the aspect of having a storage facility, because that product is going to be obtained from somewhere. Have your store, you know, and what state is your store? Okay, I understand some people post stuff they don't really have. They can go somewhere and get it that way, which is okay. But what you're getting out there, you're not even sure whether it's meeting the quality your customer expects. And before you know it, yes, me, the person delivering to you, I may not be the issue, but where I got the product from, because Kagwida where that's like, and somebody wants it, a flat screen, this, who could be having it? You move around like a street, like you get like a screen, okay, give me. But you don't know even the authentic, whether that screen is original. So you deliver to the person a fake TV screen, but if you have your stock, you can know that you can determine quality. Yeah, you have 10 pieces and they are good quality. Because you can know the quality you want to deliver to the people. I think we should also embrace having our own storage facilities, because however much the online aspect is taking over, all is gold. Still, the traditional way still applies. You know?
Yes.
How I wish Amazon, you can go to their stores and buy.
Yes.
However much they deal online.
Amazon has been there for quite long, and people never complain about their products. Yes.
They don't complain about the products, but they have physical stores where you can actually go purchase a commodity.
Yes.
Unlike other platforms, which only if you actually take. Honestly, I don't know whether you're going to ask ourselves questions. If you take yourself to ask yourself a question that I'm buying from this online platform, but where is their store?
The office, yes. We never actually look at that.
We never look at that.
We never do this.
So,
leave alone the restaurants we order from, where you know I'm going to go to that restaurant and say you gave me bad quality food, and you can actually go to their page.
Exactly.
And these online businesses, usually they don't have a page that you can complain
on.
Usually they just have a page where you just buy the product, purchase, and give good remarks. They usually don't have the negative remarks. If you actually look at them,
I've seen
even the apps.
Because even before you purchase the product and you check on the reviews, you see good aspects.
Only good. And you never see the negatives. I actually want to see the negatives, so that when I'm buying this product, I know I have to look out for this. And it is there, and there is nothing you can do about it, which is quite okay. But reviews, usually with these apps that we have in our country, the reviews are only good.
They are always
and
5 stars.
That is not true.
That is not true.
Yeah, that is a lie, and they also know it.
So as much as you're trying to maximize sales in this holiday season, please don't fake reviews about a product, because this is not the last Christmas.
It's not.
There are thousands of Christmas that are yet to come, and I don't know whether the business you're building is for only you to benefit, or you're building it for your generations. I don't know. Anyway, your vision. Some people's visions matter. Somebody probably is doing
it is
like a
quite
business
important to have a vision. Yes.
But some people are just doing business to parent, eat food.
You know, when you have a vision, you know, with these businesses, if you have a vision, you would actually know within the next next 5 years, I want my business to be here.
At this level.
I want it to leave this place whereby I'm making 100,000 per day. I want to make 1 million per day. That is a vision to have. You set goals and you put all these strategies aside. And also, you talked about storage. You see, with storage, another thing I don't think us as Ugandans look at is when you bring a new product, you forget about the product that has been there, because let's say you make oil. There are things that you add in that oil and everything. So these things that you add, there are those ones, let's say you purchased in January, and those ones that you're going to purchase in December. So you get the ones of January, you bring them closer, and the ones of December, you set them aside, so that when you're starting the year, you have a new product to make fresh products. Don't use the old products to make the fresh products because of the storage. Anybody taking care of the storage should be able to look at all this. Just like when you see in hotels, usually when they bring food, they usually, even in a bar, when you see a bar, when they bring the new beer, they get the old beer that is at the back, they bring it to the front, then the new beer goes to the back. So that makes it easier for someone who comes in to get the old products, and you have the new products that are left for quite some time. And this is something I don't think they actually look at.
That is a beautiful insight. As much as we are being aggressive to that, we should also take notice of some key simple aspects that seem to be despised, but they actually have implications in terms of determining your long-term survival in the market, which is fully inflated with lots of competitors. Be different by the quality you give. Be honest. Probably, maybe you may not have the quality, but you're honest. That it's not good. Somebody will be like, okay, let me buy from you. At least you're honest. And you told me that if it's not good, bring it back. I'll give you something else. I feel secure. But you are honest with me, other than setting me up with positive reviews.
Usually when I'm purchasing, I usually ask the seller, I'm like, okay, so you're selling to me this phone. The other person is selling it at 800,000. Why are you selling it 600,000? What is the actual problem that I should look at? No, it has no problem. Don't worry. I'm like, no, it is okay. I'm going to buy the phone. I just need to know to be safe as a person, so that if I touch this part, I know this is going to happen. And usually you find someone who can actually tell you, and the other person will insist and say, no, me, it's because I'm doing a clearance. That's why it's 600 and that's 800. But actually, after some time, when you've bought this product, you take it home, you realize there was actually a problem. That is why it was cheaper, but you thought you had actually gotten a good deal. And I think honesty is also good in business. The
most important thing in business is honesty.
Very.
All right, let's take a break for now. We're still returning, of course, with business, sports, and entertainment. And of course, later on to the show, we shall get back to the topic of discussion, how to maximize sales during this holiday season.